August 3rd, 1941. Let's imagine that you've planned an operation and you have foreseen all possible scenarios that your enemy could take, and your operation is unfolding just as you have predicted. You therefore have all the reasons of the world to celebrate your successes, because your enemy is behaving according to your plans. But what could possibly happen when your enemy comes up with a plan of his own? You see, just as the Germans were celebrating their victory at Osinoviets, last week something unexpected happened. The Soviet Northwestern Front launched a counterattack that relieved the siege of Leningrad and trapped von Manstein along the shores of Lake Ladoga. Höpfner's plans to continue the advance east and along the Volkhov River have gone up in smoke, as this week von Both's 1st Army Corps and Reinhardt's 41st Motorized Army Corps have to relieve von Manstein and besiege Leningrad again. Howdy folks, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a new, to the first episode of a new week. And so let's start from the good news, because I have enough bad news for this week in regard to the sector of Army Group North. The good news for this week is that many old and very young people and men, mostly men, decided to answer the call of the propaganda and volunteered for the Eastern Front, which means that in let's say practical terms, I will receive I think 8 or 7 security divisions in the coming weeks, which are good enough to maybe fill the gaps along the front line, or to relieve some panzer divisions which could be better employed elsewhere. The bad news comes from the, let's call it the Novgorod-Schlüsselburg corridor, because last week this corridor has been broken by the Red Army, and because of the in-game mechanics of how things work in war in the East too, now all the troops that have been previously isolated in the turn before, they were now not isolated anymore. In turn, von Manstein's 56th Motorized Army Corps was itself isolated, which means that it could not be resupplied over the past logistics phase. Now, was this a problem? Apparently yes, because even though there was just a tiny it's a corridor within a corridor through which the Soviets could resupply their troops, this meant that now all the troops besieged in the pocket lost their besieged status, and they could have been resupplied. I don't know to which extent they could have been resupplied, so I really don't know, but let's say this is really pissing me off, because I had big plans for the siege of Leningrad. My idea was to just constantly but surely shrink the pocket from the south, while at the same time advancing along the Volkhov River and securing the Leningrad-Kalinin railway line with the vanguard of the first of the 4th Panzer Group, namely this time Reinhardt's 41st Motorized Army Corps. And I just realized that I have to change my plans accordingly, because it's annoying. I was not expecting that, but the AI tricked me, and it tricked me for good this time. And so now I hope that with this new, let's say, reinforced and thickened corridor, I will be able to hold the line, let's say, at least until next week. And this was all, let's say, the update I had for you in regard to the situation of Army Group North. As always, folks, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for supporting the channel, and as always, stay tuned for more, because in the next episode we will see at what's going on in the sector of Army Group Center.